To see everybody. What an exciting week. We've had a long, really productive fall camp, and I'm sure Iowa has as well. What you have is two really good football teams with good history. Going to get ready to scrap it on the gridiron. Know a lot about Iowa City and all the coaches around our country. First of all, I have a great deal of respect for Coach Ferentz. He's the Dean of College Coaches. He's done a remarkable job at the University of Iowa. Appreciate his commitment to staying at a school and really developing a great culture. They certainly have a winning culture and an excellent class football program. We've also think that we're improving. Our guys are really competitive right now, and are certainly excited about this year. We'll go into this season with a couple guys who are injured that will return later on, but by and large I think we're fairly healthy, so that's always important going into the first ball game. A little bit about our football team. I think certainly Josh Allen has received a lot of national attention. Josh is an excellent quarterback that made a lot of plays for us last year, and he's continued to improve, honing his quarterback skills during the course of this fall. I think we've got a young emerging wide receiver group that are going to assist Josh. We also have a somewhat inexperienced running back group, and the same thing goes with the tight ends. While some of those guys have played, they've not been in key positions. Over on defense, we really believe we'll be much improved on defense. We have a lot of guys back, and they put on some lean muscle mass. Certainly their experience of a year is going to really help. We do have some excellent playmakers over there, and so we believe that we're going to make significant improvement on defense this year. In the kicking game, we've got a new punter, Tim Zielinski, who's really excelled during fall camp. Tim is from the Chicago area. And then Cooper Roth has done an excellent job with the kicking, and we do have a snapper that we feel on point. So much of your special teams, though, are the coverage team that goes down, and I think we're deeper than what we have been. And we do have an excellent return guy with Austin Conway coming back, and I think also that you'll see a couple excellent return guys. So we're in good position, but nonetheless, we're playing an excellent football program and team as well. I know Iowa has released their starting quarterback, Stanley. He's a tall, angular guy that really has a great arm, and anytime you're playing against a good quarterback, you're going to have your hands full. Then also, they've got a couple excellent running backs, and that'll be a challenge for us. We do know quite a bit about one of the guys. He came from Nevada. Butler is an excellent running back, and Akram Wadley is an excellent starter as well. There's no doubt they really rely a lot on their tight ends. Noah Fain is a guy that we knew a lot about from Omaha. We tried to recruit Noah. Matter of fact, a lot of their players on their team, we had some crossover recruiting. Vandenberg was in our camp when we coached up at NDSU, and he's got excellent speed. But if you really look at their offense, the thing that really drives them is their offensive line. For years they've been known as a factory for offensive linemen. They've got, I believe, 3 seniors and 2 juniors, and they're all seasoned experience. We do know their offensive line coach well. He had worked with us, so I'm sure Coach Palasek is going to have that group coming off the football, hard and on point. So that being said, I think we've got a great matchup. Our team and our coaches are excited about it, so I'll open up any questions anybody might have. Okay, we got some on the phone here. Anybody on the phone that has a question?
Coach, with Hawkeye Nation, you say, I'm sure you followed Iowa quite a bit. And Coach Ferentz has always been complimentary of what you did at North Dakota State. You guys have probably crossed paths quite a bit. When you think about Iowa football, what comes to mind in terms of what their identity is and what you will expect from them?
I think you'd say toughness and a physical mentality. Always fundamentally sound. They're going to play hard. They're one of the premier programs in the country, and I think a lot of it you could attribute that to the vision Coach Ferentz has had. I remember when he first took over, I was an assistant coach at Nebraska. The progression of the program, and that you're going to be in a physical match, that they're not going to try to out-trick you. They're going to out-execute you and not be more physical.
Coach,
This is Jeremiah Davis from the Cedar Rapids Gazette. Was curious about your, Tim, Coach Pollock really well. Are there any tendencies you think you could take, from when he coached for you that he's going to apply now? Are there any characteristics you think you'll be able to predict?
Oh, I got a lot of stories I can tell about him. I can say that. He's an excellent football coach, and he has a great passion for the game. It's a great opportunity for Tim, and I thought Coach Ferentz had a great hire there. Iowa football is Iowa football, and I'm sure Tim has learned an awful lot from Coach Ferentz and the offensive coordinator, another Coach Ferentz, and we know that we're going to have our hands full. Our guys are excited about it, and I'll look forward to seeing Tim in the pregame warm-ups.
One more, if I could, Coach. I know Iowa's defensive front seven, their defensive coordinator called it the best he's seen since he's been there. I was curious what your game plan is to give Josh some time to let him do his thing. Obviously, he's very talented. You want to give him the time to do it. So what do you, without giving away any state secrets, of course, what do you have planned in that way?
Well, when you look at that front seven, Jewell, I believe, is a preseason All-American. And I used to coach linebackers. I've watched that defense extensively, and they're where they're supposed to be. They play with great passion and great pad level. For us to give Josh time, his first thing is to get ourselves out of 3rd and long. And you do that to be able to run the football, which is going to be a tall challenge for us, or not become one-dimensional. So that's going to be the biggest challenge that we have. Iowa does a great job with gap control, controlling the line of scrimmage. They tackle well. We're going to need to be able to be somewhat unpredictable, but we've got to be able to stay out of 3rd and long situations. And that's when you really have a real disadvantage when you're an offensive lineman, when okay, they know we're going to pass. Everybody in the stadium knows they're going to pass, and now that's when that defensive lineman has the ability to come off the football.
Coach Rob Howe again. You talked about Stanley before, and Iowa also has a new offensive coordinator, Brian Ferentz. In situations like this where it's a new offensive coordinator and a new quarterback, how do you kind of approach it? Do you worry more about what you have to do and what their tendencies have been in the past?
Well, they're kind of we're in the same boat that they are. We've got a new defensive coordinator as well, so I'm sure they're looking and saying, okay, how this play calls is going to come out. You certainly look at the personnel, the pattern of what they've done, but some of it is we've got to be able to execute what we do. We'd like to think that fundamentally on defense that our guys are in position to react to the plays that are listed. We know that they're still going to have a great desire to run the football, and that's going to be important for us, but we're not naive to believe that they're going to be a completely one-dimensional football team. So our guys are going to need to make sure they execute their assignments well on defense.